decision after putting his name in to be looked at for the NBA draft. Of course, Baylor had already lost Jared Butler, Maceo Teague, Davion Mitchell, and Mark Vidal. And then Matthew Meyer was looking at, just like a year ago, Jared Butler and Maceo Teague did. It's part of the process, and you never know. And it's sometimes a lot more difficult a decision one way or the other. And we're now joined by Baylor senior to be, Matthew Meyer, who is back with the Baylor basketball team. Matthew, great to have you. Paul, Catalina, David, and Craig Smoak. How much of a grind was this, the decision to either stay or go?
Well, the decision kind of made itself because I got mono, and I couldn't really work out for like a while, and I wasn't in good enough shape to go to the combine, so I just decided to kind of bail on the whole thing, because if I wasn't going to the combine, I'd only have like a few. The deadline to draw your name out would be 10 days after that, so I'd only been able to get a few workouts in. So I just decided to come back to Baylor.
What did you learn though through the process about what you want to work on going into your senior year, so that the next year when you are in the draft for real and for good, that you maximize your position?
Well, I'm just really working on extending my range right now, trying to be able to shoot as deep as possible and from the NBA line and even deeper than that. And guarding 1 through 5. That's kind of like an emphasis for me right now, and I'm trying to gain some weight, so I feel like I can do that effectively. But those are the two main things right now.
So you said you had mono?
Yes.
Yeah, I had that. How much or how bad was it for you? Because I had a pretty bad case. It was several years ago, but it was definitely not fun.
Yeah, it was pretty bad. I was feeling like, well, I can't say that. I was feeling terrible. And so I was just sitting in bed trying to hydrate as much as possible. And then once I started to feel better, then we did some tests to see. And then they told me that I couldn't practice for like a week, another week and a half, because like your spleen rupturing is a problem. So I was kind of I was forced to just kind of chill for weeks. And that, I mean, you can't go for the combine in front of all those 30 teams playing 4 days of 5-on-5, not being in good shape, So just decided to pull my name out, and I'm honestly happy with the decision. I wanted to come back to Baylor.
So, I remember the day that you decided to test the waters you were on with us, and you said you and your friend, the Mullet brothers, came on with us, right? And you weren't sure at the time, and that's a long time ago. So is it like, do you call Coach Drew, Jerome Tang? Who do you call? Or did they already know? Is it like committing to them like you did coming out of high school? Do you call them and say, hey, I want to be a Baylor Bear? What do you do?
No, I mean, it was just the opportunities. There were some really good opportunities, but because of the fact that I couldn't do the combine and other stuff, it just became clear. So I was just like, I was already working out with the team right at the end. So it was like the last few days, because I only had a few days to work out before and kind of decide if I wanted to do it. So I was working out with them, and I was just like, well, guys, I don't think this is going to work out this year. I'm just going to come back, and they're pretty happy to hear it. So, yeah.
All right, Matthew, I'm going to ask what everybody wants to know, the real story. Will the mullet stay, or will there be a new hairstyle for a new season?
Oh, it's staying, and the Lightning bolt's staying too.
Oh, nice.
Kind of like having an extra. That's like an extra amenity, right?
Yeah, I feel like it just gives me so much more confidence. Like I can just go out there and just like shoot the ball every time. Like nobody's gonna say anything because I just like exude confidence.
Absolutely.
Coach Drew and Jerome Tang and John Jacobs just had heartburn. Just shoot the ball every time. Oh.
Yeah, that didn't work out for me my freshman and sophomore year, but I kind of reeled it a little bit this year, but, we'll see.
You know how you as a team and program won the national title. It was the joy, togetherness, the chemistry, all in, having to sacrifice sometimes as well. You now come back as one of the dogs. And not that you weren't. At times last year you were. My goodness, we've talked to you about this before. I remember the West Virginia game and how you helped badly down the stretch when they needed you, and it kind of turned the corner with you in your conversations with Coach Drew. Are you ready for that responsibility?
Yeah, that's why I wanted to come back. I wanted to prove to everybody and to myself that it wasn't just, a bench role that I was, that's the only way I can be successful. And also we had so many good guards that a lot of the stuff was, well, can he score and create for himself without those elite guards? And we'll find out. I don't even know the answer to that, but I'm pretty confident in myself. I think I can come back and make a huge impact for this team. So it'll be a fun learning experience for me.
Matthew Meyer, Baylor senior, has decided to come back and play another year for Baylor after testing the waters with the NBA.
Matthew, what did the deep postseason run kind of teach you about it was mostly ups, but like the struggle that like what you have to go through in that short amount of time, like to win something?
Yeah, I mean, it was a grind, especially because we were in the hotel the whole time and we weren't really able to talk to our family. But I mean, it just showed me like the winning mindset that we had. I mean, we had so many dudes on our team, like all the dudes that left, Mark, Jared, Maceo, Davion. I mean, everybody was just such a dog, and like they did it every single day. Like they came to work every day, and there's so much hype surrounding all of them, and it's just really hard to stay focused during that. But they got the work done every day, and they just had the winning mindset, and that really helped us get there. And I think I'll be able to help carry that over next year.
You enjoying watching any NBA playoffs?
Yeah, that game yesterday was crazy.
Now, Matthew, the pass to Ayton with 0.4 seconds and the alley-oop, the immediate dunk. Did you see the angle of that pass from the baseline past the backboard, the side of the basket? Did you see how I mean, it was like basically only one way to make that pass.
Yeah, no, it's crazy. I mean, it's just a good play, and it worked out. But I mean, Paul George did miss those 2 free throws. But,
oh yeah.
I mean, that was a crazy game.
You mentioned something about working on your range. You have the height to be inside. You have the ability to rebound, block shots, obviously score, handle the ball. How much more range do you want?
Well, just moving my spacing back. Like normally I would be like on the line or a step or two behind it, but I'm really trying to move to where my spacing is around the NBA line and a step behind that, so that people have to respect me out there, and I just have a lot more space on my closeouts. I think that'll help me and my team a lot, just in terms of opening up the floor.
Like Damian Lillard, you cross half court? Don't?
No, not like that. But maybe I'm trying to get that Jared Butler range. Don't watch the film.
Yeah,
he pulls it from the logo sometimes.
Yeah. Matthew, how much did your improvement on defense help your offense last year?
Well, are you saying as a team or individually?
For you individually?
Well, I think it just allowed me to stay on the floor a little longer, which is important. But, I mean, it just helped us get in the transition easier. And also, I was getting a lot of steals, and I think that just allowed me to have the ball and be able to push it on the break. So, I mean, it helped.
Matthew Meyer, Baylor senior, with us on SicEm365 Radio, made the decision, and also Mono kind of derailed any opportunities to be a part of the NBA Combine. And Baylor fans, everybody that responded when I saw the story, when it was reported, 99.9999% of everybody just loved it. What would you mentioned this kind of earlier, because of who they've lost, because of who you've lost as a program, but who's coming back, and also the next level that's coming in from freshmen, et cetera, transfers. What would it mean to you if you could then be looked at in the same way as a senior, the way the ones that left with a national title?
I mean, that'd be incredible. That's kind of my dream right now, is to come back and be able to help us get to another title and be a big part of that. So, I mean, that was one of the main reasons why I wanted to come back. I think it could help my draft stock a lot, but also I just wanted to prove to myself that I could do it.
There's going to be a lot of new faces next year, Matthew. What have you kind of seen in practices over the course of the last few months, and just being around the program and some of these young guys who we haven't seen a lot of just yet, or the incoming guys?
Yeah, we got a lot of talent. Our freshmen are really good, and we got a lot of good returning talent. We got me, Adam, John, Flo, Zach, Jordan, LJ. I mean, we got some good players. I think we're going to be a really talented team this year. It'll be interesting to see how we can put it together since it's a lot of new guys. But I think we got a really good chance. I think we're definitely going to be a top 25 level team, and then after that, it depends on the kind of culture y'all have to see how far of a run you can make.
So when you got through mono, after that, because that will knock you down, COVID, of course, is something everyone had to deal with in the last 13 or 14 months, and that can knock you down. What was the first thing you wanted to devour as something to eat? Was there a go-to, I have to eat this now because I can?
I mean, when I had mono, I was still eating a lot, so
Okay.
it wasn't really anything like that. But honestly, since I was sitting at home the whole time, I got that DoorDash membership. Oh my gosh, that thing is amazing. Just all you got to do is just pay the tip, and I mean, right to your door. I was using that like twice a day. It was a problem.
You know what? Charlie Williams, somewhere Charlie Williams just gonna feel like like Superman hears something and then flies there. Charlie Melton's gonna be at your door.
Yeah, you probably we may not want to post this interview because Charlie's already. Matthew, did go ahead.
Oh, I mean, it wasn't always unhealthy food, so it wasn't terrible.
Don't tell us that. You had pizza, chicken wings, and all that stuff, and there's nothing wrong with that. That's great food as well. Hey, man, I know a lot of people are excited you're back. It seems like you're thrilled. It seems like you're very clear and peace of mind with it. Thank you very much for your time. Good luck, and we'll see you very, very soon.
Yes, sir. Thank you, guys.
Matthew Meyer back for another year with Baylor men's basketball. He is a funny dude, man. He's a different character.
He's actually somebody who I think would benefit greatly from name, image, likeness. I could see him being a spokesperson in kind of a goofy way, but I could definitely see that. I could see the pull. He's got a lot of fans, and that would make sense. So, that's the kind of opportunity that now someone like him and everyone else, for that matter, has. But I could see him being a part of that. And, it's kind of weird because I always just assumed he was coming back. And if he had decided to stay in the draft, I mean, I guess I would have had a big reaction because I would have been not expecting it. But, the fact of it is it kind of takes some of the energy out of it because I just assumed it was going to happen. But in just hearing him talk, I mean, that's not to say it's not a massive deal because it is. It is a massive deal that he is coming back next year. And he could be one of the most talked about players in all of college basketball next season. He could work his way into being a surefire first-round pick. He could lead them back to a championship. I mean, the sky is the limit for Baylor basketball and Matthew Meyer next year, and I think it's great that he's coming back. I think it's the right decision, not knowing all the particulars. I just think on the surface it seems like the right choice for him to make, and I'm excited to see him back in green and gold next year.